hard to see, to look at what I've done and who I am. And to be quite honest, I'm scared of who I have become.
The privileged teenager played the dangerous role of gangster and got caught. Instead of going to college, he's going to prison. Good evening, everyone. Even David Murad's parents don't have an answer to the question, how did this happen? The other side of the Anderson Township team, who graduated from Seven Hills, was dark.
He was caught trying to burglarize a home with duct tape, a gun, and a hatchet to torture victims. Local 12's Deborah Dixon shows us which David Murad showed up in court today.
David Murad apologized in court, blaming his crimes on drugs. Getting arrested, he said, is a reality check.
As the haze of the drugs had worn off, as I matured and seen the lifestyle that I thought was cool, realized how horrible everything that I've done over the past year is.
This is some of what Murad thought was cool. Guns, drugs, that gold grill, thug stuff. Doing drugs inside a Seven Hills classroom, images from his cell phone. If he had not pleaded guilty, they would have been trial evidence.
I apologize, and my family apologizes for David John.
David Murad wept as his father, Dr. David Murad, addressed the court.
He's my son. I love him, and we're very sorry. And just like his sister, Alexis, he is precious to us. Sorry.
Take your time, sir.
Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for giving him a chance.
Judge Beth Meyer sentenced him to 80 months in prison, about 6.5 years. The detective and victim wanted more. Charles Zoffey said that David Murad he's been investigating is not like the one who cried in court.
A lot of people use the word sociopath. I'm not a psychologist, so I can't determine that. But I do see a lot of remorse and a lot of change in people when sentencing day comes.
Ann Thompson talked of the terror he brought into her life. Murad was arrested trying to burglarize her house because he thought a drug dealer lived there. He had tools for the job, including a hatchet.
I would have been hurt or possibly killed. I didn't know until recently that the hatchet was intended to cut off my fingers or my kids' fingers and torture us into telling them where the drugs were, and of course there weren't any.
Prosecution says the 80 months is standard for first-time offenders.
I think a lot of people said, well, this kid he's a privileged white kid from the suburbs who goes to an elite private school. You know, I think it would be inherently wrong for us to punish him unduly or give him a harsher sentence because of that.
Murad's prison cell will be much different from the college dorm where he was headed. Deborah Dixon, Local 12 News.
Murad's twin sister, Alexis, was sentenced to 3 years community control for helping her brother.